preparing for the live stream. And as it's preparing for the live stream, I'll try also to start recording. So perfect. So the live streaming is working. Another server going to hold that. Loom is holding it. And I'm also can record to my own computer, which many times is called on-premise. Okay, any general questions I need to go over? Let me again emphasize that from now on, we're going to be talking about our projects that we're going to be doing for now till the end of the semester. The final day of classes, we'll be presenting our projects. April 17th is a time when we will be meeting again, where we'll be doing our in-class second exam. Okay, you have an assignment for Monday on cloud, both the Wiley Plus and the quizzes. We're allowing after the exam also to do it. You have 2 times to do the quiz. So let's get started. What I want us to do now, since we've been talking about it throughout the semester and you've been hearing it in the news and some of you have been playing around, is the idea of artificial intelligence. Remember, we talked about NVIDIA, the chip designer, and its stock has been rising and rising. Microsoft stock has been rising as well. Apple hasn't done as well. And all of a sudden, we were talking about it last time, that Apple is now joining forces with Google that has a generative AI called Gemini. They're going to be incorporating it into the iPhone. And we're just inundated, and many of us maybe have played around a little bit with Gemini or ChatGPT or some of the other products, for instance, taking text to video. There's so many products going on. So for your project this semester, I want you to get familiar with some of these projects, some of these products. Just like, remember, I asked each of you to do the screencasting programs, picking a screencasting program, recording it, make sure that you understand that. I want you to basically try out some of these products and see an evaluation of it. And for your business project, in the past, I've had students come up with their own business ideas. Like, I'm going to be renting, Rolex watches, or I'm going to set up some mental health systems for college students, or I'm going to be the Amazon of college students. And instead of doing generic hypothetical projects, what I'm going to have you do this semester is each group is going to be a consulting group for AI products given to a certain industry. So it may be in finance, it may be in marketing. You could also think about mental health, any of the ideas where you're going to consult and help businesses of a certain type to help them deal with all of this AI, generative AI. What does it mean? How is it going to help them with their businesses? You will be consultants. So my goal for you is we're going to be creating websites. And what I have, as I've talked about it before, is I have an academic relationship with Wix. So we'll be using Wix, not necessarily because that is the best platform to do websites, but rather my academic relationship with them, that they're allowing us to upgrade from their free version to their paid version, where we're going to get it complimentary as being in my class. And we'll also get a domain name to be able to be used for a year. So we'll get a full domain name. We'll be able to use theirs. We may even look at different types of technologies to get our information out. So in order to do that, some of you were saying that you wanted to be in different groups, that some of you were telling me that you really enjoyed working your group, your group went well. Others saying, I want to go to be with students that are more in my area of expertise or interest. So I'm allowing you from now on for our group project to choose your own groups. So we'll be using our audit area. We'll be creating another tab, and you will be setting up for your group project. The first thing you'll be setting up is setting it up just like you've done your groups before. I will set out today and give you a proposal template where you'll work with your groups and decide, each group will decide between 2 and 3 ideas what group project you will be doing. We'll be working every week, Whitney, and working towards the project. The beauty here, rather than at the last day of class, which I believe is April 29th, instead of me giving you feedback then and saying, this is what you're missing, I'll be working with each group every week. So once a week we'll be working on. So Whitney, that ensures that we'll say, okay, this week the proposal is due. So everybody has to be on the timeline, and then it may be the first draft of the website may be due. The next one will be, 3 videos need to be uploaded, and I'll be giving you feedback along the way. I will be a member of everybody's group, and we'll proceed there. So we know we have a shortened period of time, so we're going to be working extra hard and concentrating on it. But the beauty here is that you can take with you that knowledge. You can take with you the website. I'm giving an option, those of you that are interested. Remember how we did basically from Zoom? You can record videos in Zoom. Then if your channel worked, or maybe now it worked, you could broadcast it straight to Zoom. I'll show you, those are very interested, I'll show you how to create podcasts in Zoom. We also can create podcasts in Spotify. That is very easy. In about 3 minutes, I can show you how to create podcasts in Zoom and in Spotify. You can have your RSS feed. We'll talk about what RSS feeds are, and then you could then hook those up where when you add another episode, all your subscribers will be able to see what is new. And then I'll subscribe, and we can subscribe to each other so we can view what everyone is doing. So we'll be exploring it, and we're going to go into detail on it. Dylan was last semester with me. You remember how I'm always praising how well Dylan has helped me out, and I think he's helped a lot of you out as well. So Dylan will show, he started something similar, even though my last semester's topic was a little more broad. He'll show you what he's done, and it's kind of interesting. And people can even do the same ideas. There'll be different projects. So he was doing it, for instance, on Excel using Copilot, and he could train a number of different companies to be able to help them. They say, hey, we don't know how to use or where should we use Copilot in Excel, maybe in Office? How do we use Copilot? How is this going to make us more efficient? So I'll have Dylan show you what's available. Okay, so that's in general where we're going. Every week we'll also have another chapter. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to lessen the number of chapters from the book, and I'd rather spend more time on spending time with the project. So for instance, cloud computing, artificial intelligence, enterprise resource planning, those 3 chapters are important, and data analytics. So 4 other chapters I'll just add on for us so we can spend more time concentrating on the project. So that makes sense? So what do you think, Sophia? And my key here is I want you to come back with skills, because think about it. Isn't that what everybody wants, is how can I help myself, and how can I help other businesses? How can I use this even for internships? I gave an idea to Dylan, for instance. He's applying for internships. I said, hey, gee, you got a URL, Dylan. Why don't you show your work? Nobody cares. And Dylan, really, I hate to inform you, even if you have a high GPA, first of all, there's inflation. If you notice, there's in my opinion, there's great inflation, quite a bit at UM. So the idea somebody has a 3.5 or a 4 or 3, it really is inconsequential for me as an employer. What's important is, what can you do for me? And what are they going to turn to? Now, it's a fabulous idea that everybody is basically staying almost at the bottom and saying, I don't know what's happening here. Where, if you're going to go into finance, or you're going to go to marketing, or you're going to go into accounting, what you can contribute to a company is iffy, right? Maybe you can help them, right? Be their assistant or be their intern. But here, really, you can take a major part, and also for yourself. And then we'll see about the problems. I'm not throwing this out as this generative AI is a solution for everything, that we're not going to need people anymore. We're going to need people a lot, even just to decipher what is good and what is helpful. Decipher what are we going to train and what are we not going to train. There's not going to be a field that we can think about. Think about the idea. I was just reading now. Have you seen this, where you could do text to video? You describe something and now even video can be created. Now people are using it for the police and for forensics, for the crime scene. They go out to the crime scene and then we have witnesses. They tell us what they saw, and then you can even get the AI, instead of having the artist draw what did the guy look like or what did he do, you can have started saying what happened in this scene. Or you can do it for marketing. Everywhere it's just getting prolific. Law. So that's where I'm going for this kind. So what I like to see here is that where maybe in the trading, actually, as I say, I didn't understand trading. I don't know. I'm not a finance major. I don't know what this trading is. Everybody can choose what they want. So if they're interested in saying, you know what, I think there needs to be ways, mental health counseling is really difficult. There's a lot of people that are having mental health issues from COVID through just this crazy world, and basically thinking about, hey, I'll review and have my business then help maybe even college students in mental health, and we'll evaluate the different techniques, and then counselors can work along with them, or peers can work along with some of these products like Pi. And there's some called Call Annie. There's a number of inflections that a number of companies are doing. Amazon is getting in. There's not one company that's not getting into the realm. And some of these, it's even surprising. Think about it. Siri has been around so many years, right? And all of a sudden, Apple doesn't even bother. They're feeling like they're behind. They have to go with Google and partner with Google. You think Apple really wants to partner with Google? I think not, but they have to catch up with everyone else. So this is how we're going to do it, and it's going to be exciting. And that's how I want you to do it, is think about those areas that you really love. It could be even in fashion. It could be in any types of thing. It doesn't have to be per se, marketing or finance, but it's ways in which you can be a consulting service and give consulting advice and know something, not just generic, oh, I'll tell you, why don't you use ChatGPT? But rather it may be a way in which you're evolving and you're comparing a number of systems and see how you can help businesses do that. And it may be in certain industries that you want to help. So let's see what we need to do. So I'm going to share my screen. Anything else? Anything in the chat that I need to know about? I'm going to share my screen. I am going to see that we all look good. Powered by Zoom. I'm going to go to our content. And by the way, Dylan, by the way, this would be good too for these two articles on the web links. You see these? Put this in the what's due section too.
The top two, artificial intelligence and generative
yeah,
AI.
generative AI. What is generative AI? Everything you need to know. Generative AI is a type of artificial intelligence technology, can produce various types of content, find out how it works and why it's not a commodity. And this may be even you want to include this in your project later on. What are the benefits, limitations? What are the use cases of generative AI by industry? What are the concerns? And then what is artificial intelligence? But especially this one, this may even be good. I would put this, add this, Dylan, the generative AI, I'd add it for Monday's assignment. Because Monday, all we have is the cloud, right, of the readings. I would add this to the Monday's assignment so they can already know this for Wednesday, when Wednesday we're going to do our project. So if that's the case, I want to look at, if you can do that, just add that generative AI for Monday's portion and then add it to the other sections too. Thank you so much. Sometimes know that I'm always appreciative, Dylan. Sometimes I may not say thank you all the time, but I do mean it. Sometimes I'm so busy. So if I look at what we have of what's due, we can see here that on Monday, March 25th, just add, readings of read this plus put the readings of the generative AI. And then Wednesday, a week from today, is a draft of your business proposal. And it says here, found under exercises and quizzes, make sure it's there. And all students decide whether or not to change groups or not, must make a new group folder in the project group folder, the audit section, make a new folder called project proposal. Instructions can be found under exercises. So make sure that all those are available. Dylan, we have to check and recheck each other, which is good. Okay, so if I go to assignments and quizzes, you'll see we had exercises, but we also have something called project. Everybody there? And under project, let me just make sure you see the same thing I do. Turn this on. On project, you'll see your business tech proposal. And the business tech proposals for your group, submit more than one, maybe 2 to 3 proposal ideas for your business tech project folder, and note that the project idea must be realistic and Dr. Rush must sign off on the project idea. You remember what I said, Sophia? I'm in everybody's group. I'm in everybody's group giving the approval. Yes, this is doable. I don't want people to go off beaten pathway. And I said, this is so undoable. There's no way that you're going to complete it. There's no way that I will find it acceptable. Why not get my approval? Then we can move on from there. And then you can see here, this is the business project proposal that you can, you'll be able to see as well. And basically, the assignment is preparing, and we'll be preparing via website. We'll be having other ways that we may be explaining it. Like I said, we may see if we'll do it through podcast, through streaming, basically. And we're going to, in order to do this, before we do this, we want to make sure you articulate your business idea, understand the role of AI in your services, and identifying target business problems your company aims to solve. And the insights will develop the Wix, because we have those capabilities. We'll get a free domain name. That'll be another thing that we'll make sure that we get, is a valuable domain name. Just so you know, in my past semesters, we get this domain name. We courtesy of Wix, allowing us to get a domain name, and we can use it for years. So theoretically, we have it. And in the past, some students have even sold it. So some have sold just their domain name. Some have said, guess what? I'll give you my whole site with a domain name. And if some have been like advisors to these companies that wanted, others just wanted the domain name. And there's, even auctions where you can sell it. That's beside the point. And after the class, I'd say hold on to it. But if you don't, you want to make sure that after that year, you don't want to be charged for it. So we got to the what's due section. We talked about the business idea, the problem identification. What AI-driven solutions do you want? You may, in the beginning, when you say, what are my choice of my AI products? This will be working. We'll start off tentatively, and as we go through the semester, we'll add it. We'll take off some products. We'll modify some products, and we'll target the business scenario, identifying the type of business that could be benefiting from your consulting services. And part of your consulting services could be that you'll be doing interviews with those that know more than you, that you'll be bringing those people in, and you can basically interview them and get feedback from them and put them as part of your project. And then you'll create a folder and you'll complete the preparations. So let's do this. Let's go to your audit area. So I'm going to log in with my canes. And at this point, when I go to courses, I'll look for my H audit section. And in my H audit section, you see, everybody see here project groups. So this groups right here, we'll just keep, but for your project, you'll go to project groups. Sometimes people were going back to here. Even if you keep your same group, you thought your group worked pretty well, why rock the boat? Why switch out? I want to keep my own project group. You'll put it right here. And under the project group, if we go into the project group, you'll see already that Whitney has its group. Great. So perfect. Everybody knows we don't have to bother with this. Everybody knows. And Whitney, Ben, Bodie, and Fabio have their group put in the right order. They have it. Now, what you'll see here in the group 0, at the group 0, Dylan already has his website. We'll go into his website in a moment so you can see kind of what he did. It's not exactly what our assignment is. If he had to do the assignment again, am I correct, Dylan? You would probably do a bit different.
For sure.
For sure, but you were really, it's interesting, you were really the closest. Your ideas were, let's do something that you can learn new techniques on. And everybody, Whitney, you can even start that, put another folder called project proposal. And in the project proposal, then you'll submit your 2 to 3 ideas. But what I'd like you to do, and I'm using Whitney's because they put theirs up already, is right here, we can see like a summary of what is your first idea or second idea or third ideas, that everybody can kind of see. I want to be able to work with businesses and help them with Copilot and Excel, or I want to help them do design work, or I want to help in terms of marketing and finding out which products can help in social media, in posting, in blogs. So you'll decide there. This is going to be due next Wednesday. On Monday, what I'd like you to do already by Monday, have your ideas, and I'll sign off by this Wednesday. So the more that you can give me, the quicker. For instance, Whitney, it's good here that you have that weekend, is get it done for Monday, and then I can look at it, Whitney, and we can kind of decide with your group where it needs to be focused. So if this is the case, Dylan, you want to, first of all, I'm wondering, just so we know with the project groups here, right, that we had, then the project groups of 0, and then Daniel's going to work. Daniel, you're going to work with Dylan?
Yes.
Okay, so Daniel wants to work with Dylan. And Daniel, you know what would be good? What I suggest is take Daniel's idea and approve upon it.
Yeah.
And the software has changed. A lot of software has changed. So
it's
you can
much
do
better
that
now than it used to
right.
be.
And every semester, and even by the end, in a couple of weeks, it can be better. You know, a lot of it, the updates are done in the beginning of the month. So who knows, in March, right? I was dealing with Microsoft from England, and by the time she got on the plane, and it was between February and March, they added a number of things, Microsoft. And I've asked also the university to let us know specialties of what they've given us access to. Are there certain softwares they should be contacting me today on certain softwares, and maybe I'll have them come in. They shall let us know what the university is allowing us to use and update. So maybe what we can do then for Monday then, Daniel, is that you could take then that assignment, our project assignment, and have that already filled so we can look at yours as well. Okay, so let's go into group 0. And in this case, Dylan, you want to go over yours? Or you want to go over the basically that?
Yeah. Also, if you go into the project proposal folder, if you want to click in that, Professor.
In the regular one?
In the project proposal folder.
This one, this one?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
This is just like how you format it to answer. You just answer the questions. It's kind of thought-provoking. Answer them like 3 to 4 sentences for each.
Yeah, and what I would like to do is right. So and then put in who are your right, who are your group members for so business, what is your business idea? What are the problems? Right. AI, what are the AI products and the target business?
Yeah, you're just
Yeah.
gonna answer those questions for all of your ideas.
Yeah. Keep
And
it
then
short. I don't want a lot. But
yeah,
what I want you to do is already start looking at what AI products you possibly could use. And you can say that this is, of course, this is a working idea at this point, right?
mhm.
That they can do. Perfect. So you have that under, if I look at it under group projects, right? Under that, everybody has their project proposal. Questions. That's excellent.
Yeah. We can go to the website now.
Yeah. So
I
if
also
I,
got Spencer's link if you want to show that.
pardon?
I have Spencer's link too if you
Good.
want to show
Yeah.
that.
And then you know what? You should put that also up.
Yeah, I can do that right now.
You know what I mean? So you want to be able to show this. So this was, if I look at it later on, we'll do this where we'll have projects and we'll make a separate folder. For right now, Dylan just put his website link here where he used, in this case, he used Wix. And we'll talk about what we're going to have a representative on April 1st. We'll have a representative come from Wix. She'll give us the codes, plus she'll give us kind of tips and tricks on how to use Wix, how to use some of those issues there, which was of interest. She'll also show, even I asked her when I'm going to show people as an option, if you wanted to learn how to do podcasting, she'll show how you can put an RSS feed in Wix. So when you upload your episode each time, it will be staged in Wix. Wix can also do your social media. So you can link to social media. You can link to Instagram, to LinkedIn, to other social media sites there, and you can create those, and then it can also be updated. Okay, so I'll let you explain what you've done for last semester, given, and you can do it in terms, Dylan, of what we want for this semester.
Yeah, so really the purpose of this project is to like teach, or as a consulting company, you're gonna teach other businesses how to use a specific AI for their own project. So I chose to do it about Microsoft Copilot within Excel. So Copilot offers um a lot of generative products. Like it can make charts out of the data that you already have. It can create different formulas. So we can scroll down a little bit.
Oh, you want to share your screen? Why don't we do
Yeah,
this?
yeah, yeah.
Let me stop sharing. Why don't you share? So this way.
Um, wait.
There's your website right there.
All right. So this is the home page. I have a little introductory video of just it's some examples of how to use it. So I
Right.
highlighted all of the Excel data and then I can create charts showing how to do that. And then we have some contact page to make it look like a real
Can I
website.
just let me just add some things here too. Can you go up to the so what would be nice here is that you could also even add the text to it. So you know how it does the transcript later on, you could add, I'm giving you ideas too, Daniel, that you could even then, you know how you do, like you could even do some of this, the let's say Zoom, where it gives you the transcript. You could also put, if some people wanted, you could show the transcript as well. Go ahead. Very nice.
This is the home page, and then you're gonna have to come up with like a business name and a logo this logo I created through AI, through like Dolly on ChatGPT. I gave it a bunch of information and it came up with this eventually, but that's the one I liked.
Mhm. And then
Um,
and what I like here too is you have like a moniker too of unlock your spreadsheet potential with Excel
yeah,
Pilot.
you want to base it around the AI that you're using and focus.
Mhm.
And then on the about section, it's a little bit about how Copilot actually works. So you can create charts. It'll give you like important information like total sales here. It kind of just the AI kind of like guesses what information you could possibly want and it provides that for you. There's formula generation as well. And then programs which might not be part of the project that you guys are going to do, some offers that this company will do, like jobs or internships.
You know what,
Um,
maybe it will be good that some
mhm,
people can use is we'll invite experts. You don't have to
right.
be the expert. We'll invite experts for weekly conversations. And I'll show you, you can even do Zoom invites with Wix, where you're going to say, on April 20th, we'll have guest speakers on for talking about consultations, or you can have an area where you have office hours, or have talk about people in the industry. How are they using it? So let's say you think about, oh, I want to do wealth management. You could have then different companies come in and talk about how wealth management is going to change with the advent of AI, and where are people going to fit in, you know how's my job going to be different? Could be also, you could do something on internships where you could use AI, or it could be on hiring,
Or like
or it
interview
could be
process.
on human resources, anything. Go ahead.
Next page, which is pretty cool. Um, this is how you like can purchase offers that your company provides. So I started with an introductory consultation for companies. It'll be free. So it's kind of like a one-on-one session to learn about how we can use Microsoft Copilot for the company's own analytics. And then if companies want to continue, they can pay $50 a session
And
to
then
have.
you even have a calendar where you book now. Does it
Mhm.
work? We'll
Yes,
see.
but I
And
don't know.
that's another thing. Great. Isn't that great? That you already
Yeah.
have a built-in
And then you can
calendar.
pick
It's almost like
one of our team
Calendly,
members.
right? And then you had it with people from your group
Right.
that you can is set up. That's really nice. Where I think, and that's if you're a consulting service, it seems like that would be a great idea. Either you can do it by group, then we're going to do group consultations for certain industries, or we can do one-on-one, or we can meet with your group. So you want to see everywhere where you're doing it, you can see that it's working. Great.
Professor, someone had a question,
Yes.
if they could do 5 people in their group.
5 is really starting to be a little bit too much in terms of everybody. Then they would have to do more work. So if you had 5, for instance, if you have videos, and we said we needed, we would have to add more videos to the team. So if they needed 5, we'd come out with some ideas, or they may want to be able, if it was 5, to have like 2 parts or something, part A and part B. Maybe one was looking at Excel for marketing, another one, they could have like subsidiaries in their group. So if the 5 were really, hey, these are the guys we really are going to work hard on, then we could do 5. But then, for instance, if we stated, you should have so many, videos, you would have to have more videos, more offerings.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. But
All
thank
right.
you. Feel free, Daniel, to basically definitely tell me that.
Okay.
Um, and then the last service is kind of
Yeah.
like a class that people can sign up for individually just to learn about how to use AI within Excel.
And I like the pictures too that you have there. The
Yeah,
pictures
it doesn't.
match kind of nicely to it. Now, in this, put a note there, Dylan, and also for you, Daniel, is I'll show you then, and I'll have um Ellery, she's from Wix, that you could set up a Zoom consultation. So you could say on, April 20th, we're going to do an intro Excel class, and you could book now, and then you could actually have then your Zoom link there. The only thing on Zoom, just so you'll know, Wix can integrate with Zoom. Isn't that great? The only difference is you have to be the administrator of Zoom. In the university, Daniel, are you the administrator?
No.
No, so you have to get the free version of Zoom. You can get a free version and use your free version to be able to make the link, because then you are the owner of, that copy of Zoom. So that's the only difference. It's great. So in that case, it's nice. Intro to Excel would be nice for people to develop classes. You could even, they have an agenda, those that have the thing. And then you could even have, it'd be nice, Daniel, is to have like a preview what this class is going to cover. So you could have like a minute video.
Okay, like a overview.
What's this class going to be about? And then you could have yourself kind of like showing, sharing the screen, showing what you talk about. Nobody wants to see a lot, but that'd be nice, adding on to this. So I'm giving you ideas of how you can improve or add on to. And then what the advantage here is, Daniel, you can get another URL.
Yeah.
Right? You get another full URL. So it doesn't say Wix. We're not advertising Wix. You want to highlight that, and you'll see there's a number of different, we'll talk about it later. That's why we were always going to pick a really great name, because we get advantage of it. They have .biz, they have net, they have org. So you can basically think about it. You could even make it nonprofit, or, make it a way in which you're even educating students. That could be a thing for education, that they should add additional ways of teaching people about, adding to going to different universities, or, business students or finance students. So this would be nice to have. One is to hook it up to Zoom, and two, but it'll be your Zoom, and two, to have like little, even like a little short video clips on what does this cover. So they say, oh yeah, there's a lot out there, Great. What else?
All right. And then to finish it off is a team page, and then we
Right.
have like we gave ourselves all titles and then a
Right.
little description about
So
ourselves.
I want this to look not like, this shouldn't say BTE, 210. What I want it to be, that it is professional, that somebody basically, that you can actually use it. And then go up a little bit, you can show with the pictures. They don't have to be as formal as what Patrick and Lizzie did. Dylan, is it fine? Because, we're hip, but we don't want to be, we don't want to have it with our buddies at the beach. It has to be in a way that you say, hey, I'm proud to say that I work for this company. And the idea, it's good enough that you're at the University of Miami, but what are you doing for the company? What is your kind of like passions for the company? Rather than, here she specialized in Microsoft applications, as well.
Yeah, the photo should be like a portrait of yourself. It shouldn't be
Yeah.
like
Right, you and the
connectivity
gang at the beach.
prom or something.
Okay, I don't have to say. And sponsors, this we can let out, but the sponsors we were talking about, we can maybe later on think about it, is how are we still want to look at this as a business. How would we sustain ourselves? And this is what I want you to think about yourself, is how would you sustain yourself? These could be possible sponsors. For sure, in this case, would be Microsoft. Google could be, so Google could come in and say, hey, let me show you what we have in Google Docs, would be a way. Apple could be doing it. So these are definitely areas. Tell me one of these that's not going to have, of course, OpenAI, but, Tableau, all of this, they're going to have new courses basically to teach how do you use AI along with these other, products.
Right.
Think about it. It's the idea that it'll come up with its own strategies rather than the SMA crossover 1025. That's not the best one. Let it help us come up with the better strategies.
Yeah, ideally, once like Tableau or Apple release their own AI for their products, we will become experts on it and then teach others about it.
Yeah, and then you can say that this is just the beginning. And this is what you could even say in the beginning, that we're starting off with businesses, let's say, teaching this. And as we progress, we're going to be adding new products, adding new refinements, things change. And you want to show then, since you want to show
Spencer's?
Spencer's too,
Yeah, I have it right here.
completely differently. Spencer is an accounting major, and she basically is the TA for my second class. And what she came up with is the new AI managed mental health community. And notice here, she put in the top right away, what was her business going to do? And it's interesting. It was the hub, develop your stress-free mentality, the difference, college kids helping college kids. And then she basically, if you think about it, immediate help, the hub, what it is, go down, let's see what she is. Then she has like a quote, distress with AI. And here she shows some of the videos that can help with AI that you can have conversations with. Now, pi, inflection, there's a number of them. Those of you that want to go this way, you can take what Spencer has done and expand upon it with more kind of like conversations. Where does it really help us? What part is free? Also, review of products, even just like in some ways when you thought about reviewing your screencasting program, reviewing your ideas, and that you can help. Here, it could even be you could help in the way of this could be a service for universities, that how, and then maybe students can help other students. Students can go on a call with others, could be as group. You can come up with ideas. You know much better what would help students. I know what would help faculty, but you know better what I am. So I respect your opinions, that a lot of things you know much better than I do on the work. And then she has supporting services. Let's see.
Yeah.
Peer support, AI chat therapy. And in this case, she would be spending more of her time reviewing those AI chat therapy bots and how they work together, and developing, comparing hand-picked AI bots. And this would always, we would be noticing here that this will always be changing. This is where episodes really could fit in. That's why I like kind of like the podcast aspect, because episodes keeping track of what is new this week, or what did we review this week. Or maybe we can even have like the CEO of Pi or the CEO of Call Annie come in and talk about it, or counselors that are using it, and counselors talking about where these can help and where you actually need a counseling human experiences. It doesn't answer all the questions, but can help. And then if you go, what's all the way down there? And then here, progress monitoring. And so you can see here some calmness apps, mental health apps that they were looking at as well, discovering it. And then notice on the bottom, go down the bottom, they can develop then X and Instagram as well.
Yeah, we want this to look like a real business, not like a
yes, yeah,
school project or college
right.
project.
And basically, and it can be a real business. That's what when I agree to it, I'm saying this is capable for you. If you want to take this on and you want to get funding or any other things here later on, I have connections with a lot of venture capital, and one of the venture firms I'm into, they're looking for people that are in the very beginning stages. So this could be in the beginning stages, that they're not even looking for people with revenue, but then about us and more. And what is this? Do you have actual create the Instagram? Yes.
Give me a click.
Your social media platforms? Yes.
Instagram.
So you can have some students that will be for your Instagrams, putting them up. They have to be realistic. You have to, and you want to continue with them. that it works with the hub. Yeah, and you can have certain people then, and it shouldn't be like a one-time thing. It should be as we go along the semester, it should be continually doing it. And then you should, in terms of following, at least you should be following everybody in your group, but you should follow each other. And the beauty here, then each of the groups can follow each other too. So we can get it ready. If we got 40, we can have each of the groups following. Excellent question. Yes. So we make it as possible with all, and you decide to 2 to 3 social media, but those 2 to 3 social media have to be, one has to work, and 2, it has to be looking like you're developing it. You know, and you can take some of those ones. You'll see in Wix that it will be updating your Instagrams and so forth with doing those. Okay. Excellent job, Dylan, as usual. So what do you think, Whitney?
You answered my question. Thank
Okay,
you.
but real. And what the beauty here, Whitney, is think about it. Get with your group. Think about it. Let's do that too. Share the screen again with the group. But think about your group that we don't have a lot of time, Whitney. So when I see this next week, hopefully, let's even try to look forward it for Monday. And then Monday I'll give some feedback, and then I'll sign off for sure on everybody's on Wednesday. Even though it says Wednesday, let's get it done by Monday, because then it's also those days. Get it done by Monday. I'll sign off, or we can, Whitney, we can talk about it. I can use like your group as a model, and we'll talk about what is good about it, what can be improved. You know, there's not good and bad, but what will be really good for the class, and that it's professional. You know, that it's just not your where did you go to the beach type of way, but you can then take this anywhere. And if it's of interest, God, take it. You know, and when you get those, when you get the exit, you'll just name, that's the only thing I require. You name your yacht after me. That's all. I don't even have to go on your yacht, right? I get a little seasick sometimes. So, and as a matter of fact, I was in somebody's, it actually happened that one of my students, they sold their company. They were doing fintech, and they sold their company, and they said, it was funny, they said, they're going to retire and they're going to live on a yacht, you know. So they got this small one. It wasn't Bezos size, and he puts it right there on Miami Beach, South Beach. And I had him as one of my guest speakers for one of my AI. He does some virtual reality, and I had him do it. So somebody said, so he said, well, for our pre-meeting, let's meet on my yacht. So we went out to his yacht for a day, and it was really nice. He didn't name it after me. He didn't have to, but I'm just telling you that it does. And now what is he doing? After a while, it sounded really interesting living on a yacht. Now he's bored. You know, he's in his 30s and so forth. And he says, you know, had his father there from France, and they had a good time. We had a great time. But then he said, now I got to do something. You know, in the beginning, it sounds so great just being on the yacht all day. But it depends on people. We'll see. Okay, guys. So any yachts we have. Can you go back to the Dylan, share the screen of the project,
Right here.
the audit. Yeah, just so everybody can look at theirs too. So where did you put hers?
Her link is right next to mine right here.
Okay. Okay. So you know what? Yeah. Okay. So Spencer Shield. Okay. And the project proposals. Okay. And then let's go to the project groups. Can we go to that?
Yep.
Okay. And then make sure when the groups, then you'll number them. You know, in this case, you want to still say group 4 because you're group 4. Are these, Whitney, are these the same folks as you had in group 4? Anyways, you'll put a group, another group number on it. Doesn't matter. Okay. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And let's go to the what's due. Dylan, can you be so kind? Let's go to a regular section. Make sure our what's due is on. What's due is Monday. And then here is Wednesday, and do we have here with the artificial, right, reading on artificial, and yeah. And let's try to get this done for Monday so we can continue on. And then I'll start going over generative AI, and you can ask some of those questions. Starts to get a little bit complicated. What is it really? Because we hear generative AI, we hear AI, but what does it possibly mean? Also, these are kind of good questions, it looks like, for Daniel, for open-ended, right?
Yeah.
You know, of generative AI, artificial intelligence, cloud computing. Okay, so I think we managed. Perfect. Thank you very much. So everybody got an idea. So think about, you're going to be a consulting company giving not only advice, but giving services, and you'll start with having some expertise on some of these generative AI products. So you can kind of, this will be some of the things is that you can basically review and start looking at. You know, from the dollies to the art. If you're into the art, you're into the, you know, voice to video. There's so many different ways in which you can use a lot of these products. Questions? Okay, so I'll do this. We've answered all, Daniel, I've answered all the chat questions.
Yep.
Perfect. So let me share my screen, take roll, attendance. I'm an H1. I'm going to go to attendance. And then I'm going to go to check-in. Hopefully check-in. I need to move this. Start check-in. 3674. I have 3674. Stay with me if you need me. I'm always happy to meet with you individually, hear what you have to say.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Just drink.
I just have two quick questions. So
My
the first
pleasure.
one is for the group numbers, like, do you want us to just,
You can
come
put
up
any
with a
group,
number?
or you can
Okay,
put
and
a
then
group.
also, is a group of 3 too small?
I think a group of 3 is good.
All right, thank you.
So if we're 3, sometimes, you know, sometimes that I think smaller is better.
Yeah, I prefer smaller as well.
I do, because then it's 5, then you get 2 people do the work and the other 3 hang on, right?
Yeah.
And then you get frustrated because they're not doing anything, plus you know that it's due tomorrow. Does it sound familiar?
Yes, very familiar.
So some that want 5, I want them to do more, but some that want 5 also sometimes is they're saying, hey, then we don't have to do much, right? And then they're all expecting somebody else to do it, and then none of them do it. So great. Yes, 3's fine.
All right, perfect, thank you.
You're welcome. What else? Whitney, you have something to ask me?
Yeah, so me and Ben are in a group together with like 2
Do
other
I need to
people.
shut off mine? Let me do this.
Yeah,
Let me
probably.
let me end check in and let me stop recording. Okay, I don't need it. We don't need to have names. We don't need to have this. What are we doing? What is happening? You agree
I
with
stopped the
me?
recording.
Yeah, I'm stop
Just
sharing.
the YouTube.
I'm just doing the YouTube.